Hi everyone, welcome to The Bachelor. I'm Chris Harrison, I'll be your host. Today we have a real treat, Evan. So Evan, tell us about yourself.
My name is Evan Barrett. I am from the Twin Cities, Lakeville, Minnesota specifically. I'm a petroleum engineer at the moment, and hopefully today, hopefully this season, I'll be finding my true love.
So, what are you looking for in a girl?
I don't know. As long as she really can impress me and surprise me, make me happy and make me smile.
Yeah, that's all that really matters. Now we know more about your type of girl. What are you most nervous about for the show and the season?
Really, I'm just concerned about, the women being here for the wrong reasons. Every year you always see someone who's in it for the money or just in it to get back at an ex-boyfriend. Hopefully we can avoid that. Hopefully we avoid all the crazies.
Now that we've learned about our Bachelor, Evan, let's learn about the 4 ladies who are going to try to steal his heart.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. I love skydiving, whitewater rafting, and my title is Adventurer.
Hi, I'm Lina. I'm from Grafton, Wisconsin, and I'm a dog groomer. I'm super excited to meet Evan's 2 dogs, Tutu and Lulu, and I'm super excited to meet his parents, Greg and Mary, and his 2 sisters, Margaret and Felicia. And okay, so now I get to meet them, right?
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm an elementary education teacher. Go Packers!
Hi, I'm Becka from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a pediatric nurse, and I'm here to find love and have babies.
Now that we've met all of our ladies in our Bachelor, let's see how they all mingle together the first night.
Welcome, ladies. Obviously, my name's Evan, and I'm the Bachelor. It's really nice to meet you all and finally get to know you. Have a good night to start. Just want to get to know you all, so maybe a few questions for you. Where are you from?
I'm from Grafton, Wisconsin, small town.
Okay.
I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, so not super small.
From Chicago, Illinois, so not small at all.
Oh, no. Okay.
From Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's relatively small.
So, Evan, since you're from Minnesota, you must be a Vikings fan, right?
Why would you think he likes the Vikings? Clearly he's a Bears fan.
Oh, well, I'm from Chicago, so I'm a Bears fan too.
Guys, it's all about the Packers. I mean, let's get real.
Well, they might be rivals, and the Bears might have had a really crappy season, but the Bears are a lot better.
So, Evan, how many siblings do you have?
I have 2 little sisters.
Oh yeah, Margaret and Felicia. I hear they're great girls.
Yeah, they're great girls. Yeah. So, do you have any siblings?
I actually have 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
That's nice. And Sam, how many do you have?
I actually have one older sister.
I actually have one older brother.
I have one older brother too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So, Evan, where did you go to college?
I went to college and I got my master's at University of Texas, so go Longhorns. Where did you guys go to school?
I actually went to school at Clemson in North Carolina.
I went to school at UCLA, the City of Angels.
I went to the U of M Twin Cities for a year, but I felt like it was too restricting for me, so I kind of broke out of it and became, an adventurer. So I did all the skydiving and whitewater rafting and all that fun stuff.
I actually didn't start college because I felt like I would miss my dogs just too much, so I just went straight into grooming dogs.
So Evan, I forgot, what do you do for a living?
He's a petroleum engineer.
Yeah, I am a petroleum engineer, but I don't do too terribly much of the dirty grunt work. I just work from home a lot. It is a lot of hours, but it's not too difficult for me. What do you do for a job?
Well, I don't really get paid, but I just really like to, adventure. Like right now I'm planning a trip to a base jump off the cliff in California, and I'm super excited about it.
Interesting. How about you, Lina?
I'm a dog groomer, so I was wondering if you'd let me groom your dog sometime. I give you a really good discount.
We could talk about that, maybe, yeah. How about you guys, Becca?
Well, I'm a nurse and I work with little kids, so it's a lot of long, hard, grueling hours, but it's so rewarding, so I just love kids.
I'm actually an elementary education teacher, so it's a lot of work with the little kids. It can be so tiring, but it's really nice. Good job.
So Evan, now that you've met all the ladies, what are you thinking so far?
I'm feeling good. I think that we've got a nice group of ladies. I feel like a lot of them we can expand our relationships with and maybe get a little deeper, and hopefully something stronger of a relationship develops. I think all of them have the qualities that I'm looking for. but I think there's potential there.
Is there someone that you find more interesting than others so far? Or?
I think it's a little too early to tell. I know some that I'd rather maybe start looking for relationships versus over others, but they all seem nice.
So Evan, tonight's our first elimination. Have you made up your mind of who you're going to send home on the first night?
After a bit of thought, I have, and I think I have the right decision for me today.
So welcome to the rose ceremony. It's been a lot of tough thoughts and deliberation, but I believe I've made the right decision. So first, I'd like to call up Sam. Sam, would you accept this rose?
I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Becka. Becka, will you accept this rose?
Yes, of course.
All right. Claire. Claire, will you accept this rose?
Yes. It's really nice getting to meet you.
Yes. I'm sorry, things just didn't work out.
Well, can I still at least groom your dogs?
We can talk about it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. She was freaking crazy, man.
I feel so embarrassed. I knew so much about him, but at least I can still groom his dogs.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Harrison. Welcome back to The Bachelor. Last week on The Bachelor, Lina was eliminated. Now we're down to 3 girls. This week, the 3 girls have a chance to win a competition to win a one-on-one date with Evan. So let's cut over to the court and bring a little friendly competition on.
We're going to play a quick game of lightning here to see who gets the one-on-one.
That basketball game was such a rip-off.
Like, Becca doesn't even deserve that one-on-one date.
No, she didn't even win.
That was such a rip-off. But honestly, Becca doesn't even deserve to win.
No, she doesn't even like him. I mean, seriously.
She's only going for his money. All she wants is to be a stay-at-home mom and to have babies.
And she wants babies, like, now. Like, did she even tell him that? I mean, seriously.
Like, they're probably gonna start doing it right on their run-on-one day.
Like, how inappropriate is that?
Oh my gosh! Why does she even want kids? Kids are stupid. I don't see why anyone would ever like kids.
I mean, I am a kid's teacher. I teach kids for a living, so I kind of do like them.
Yeah, but just because you teach them doesn't mean you have to like them. It's just a job. Or whatever.
I mean, I still like the kids, though. They're really cute. They're really nice. I mean, they have such a good intelligence level.
Yeah, but they only hold you back in life. Like, be set free, like a bird.
I can't even talk about this anymore. I just can't even handle it right now. I have to go.
Wait, where are you going? Come back here! Don't walk away from me!
So Claire, that was a pretty heated argument. How do you feel about it afterwards?
I mean, I really kind of feel hurt. She kind of personally attacked my position, like my job and what I do for a living. And I mean, she doesn't even have a job, so how does she have the right to do that?
Hi, Chris.
Hi Sam. So Sam, how do you feel about the conflict that's happened?
I'm kind of mad about it, actually, but what I'm most mad about is that she walked away from me. All she did was just avoid the topic. She didn't even want to, like, defend her side or, like, keep talking about it, like, come to a resolution. She just walked away from me.
So some pretty good basketball skills you showed right there.
Thanks. You know, I played basketball in high school, and I hope that my kids play basketball in high school too.
Your kids?
Yeah, well, I mean, future kids, soon future.
Like, how soon would you think you want kids?
I mean, like, before the end of the year, probably.
The end of the year?
Yeah.
So you want to start like right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, studies have shown that if you have kids after you're 30, then they're just going to be messed up, so.
That's true, I have heard that. Alright, so anyways, you said you had an older brother, right? Tell me about your
Yeah.
family.
Well, I have one older brother. I'm the youngest, and we grew up in the country, and I mean, we have our ups and downs like any normal family, but we're pretty tight-knit family.
I can relate.
Yeah, do you have an older brother?
No, I don't have any older brothers. I have little sisters, though.
Oh yeah.
I think Lina kind of filled you in on that, didn't she?
Well, let's stop talking about Lina, because she's gone. But how have your past relationships been?
Well, most of them been okay. My last one, I actually got engaged, but things just didn't really work out. She kind of broke my heart, and it was a little upsetting for a while.
So this whole show and everything about it is a little difficult for me because I'm concerned that everyone else is in it for the wrong reasons, like my fiance was.
Wow. Yeah, that would be hard. But
Have your relationships been better?
my relationships have been okay, but I think sometimes people get a little intimidated by how serious I can get. Because I really just want to like jump in and not look back.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans of where you want to live or where you want to be in the future?
Well, I really want to get a house, like small town, farm, rural area, so that my kids can grow up the way I did. Because I really liked my childhood and I want my kids to have a good childhood.
Seems like you're really putting your kids first.
Well, how would you want your kids to grow up?
I guess I want my kids to grow up in just a good suburban neighborhood like I was. Nothing too crazy. I wouldn't want them in a big city or just out in the country, I guess.
Do you know how many you want?
I haven't really put much thought into it.
Oh gosh, I know exactly what I want. I want to have 12 kids, and I want 6 boys and 6 girls, and maybe a set or 2 of twins. And since I'm a pediatric nurse, I'm pretty sure I know the science to get a set of twins.
Okay. Well, sounds like you've got that down to a science.
Alright, Evan, so last week on the season, we had a competition of basketball to see who's going to do the lone date with you. Obviously, the winner was Becka, so I think the lone date went with Becka.
I think it was good. It was really nice to get to know her a little bit more in depth than what I had previously, more than just who you are, what you do. So it was nice to get to know her, nice to know what some of her intentions were, nice to see that she was actually in it for all the right reasons.
After the basketball game, there was a big conflict between Sam and Claire. Is that going to affect anything on your decision?
I really don't think so, not really. I think that's just the conflict between them. It's all in the competition of this game. As long as it doesn't get in the way with our relationship that I have with each individual woman, I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
That being said, after all the drama and things that have been going on, is it going to be tough for you to make a decision this week for the rose ceremony?
I think every decision is going to be tough, what I have to make this season. But with all the information and all the things that I've learned about each woman, this past week, I think I've made a decision just from the information I've gathered from the group date and the one-on-one date with Becka as well.
So welcome back from the break. Finally, we get to go to another rose ceremony and see what Evan has finally decided who he's going to eliminate this week.
All right, welcome ladies for the second rose ceremony here. There's only 2 roses today, and 1 will go home. So for our first one here, Claire, do you accept this rose?
Yes, thank you so much.
And for the last one, Sam. Sam, will you accept this rose?
I will. Thank you.
Sorry things didn't work out.
You know, that's okay. I just hope that you're happy with your end decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a nice trip back home.
The show's so stupid. Like, why would you say thank you to The Bachelor when you get a rose? Like, that's just dumb. Like, you don't own my life. You don't control me. Like, I don't understand. And obviously, he's just not ready for me, so whatever.
One was really tough. Obviously, it's going to be tougher than the last one, and the next one's going to be even worse, having to pick between the last 2. But just knowing that I wasn't exactly ready for pushing babies on me like that, like Becka had really forced me on the group date, or the one-on-one date especially. I don't think I was ready for that, and she had a little too much planned. So hopefully I can know the next 2 ladies a little bit better and see if I can be compatible with that.
I'm so happy I received a rose. I was actually really nervous. I didn't know how he felt about me because we haven't really had, one-on-one time yet. And so now that I got this rose, I'll be able to show him who I really am, and hopefully he'll really like him, and I'll get to make it all the way.
I'm just really happy I really got this rose. I mean, I'm so glad that I got chosen. I'm really excited to get to know Evan more. We haven't really gotten a chance to get to know each other. I mean, he's a great guy, but I'd like to know him.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the finale of The Bachelor. Last week we had a rose ceremony where Evan decided to let Becka go home. So this week we're down to Claire and Sam, and we're going to see who's going to be the last one standing for her. So this week, each girl is going to have an opportunity to go on a one-on-one date with Evan. So let's bring it over to Evan and Sam when they're on their first dinner date together.
It's nice to finally have a one-on-one date with you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like now I can finally get to know you, and you can get to know me, and we can really settle something.
Absolutely. Do you have any career aspirations, or what do you want to do in life later on?
Well, right now I'm into the whole like adventure scene, like I told you before, and I don't know what I really want to do. Like maybe I'll become like a skydive trainer or like a scuba diver instructor or something like that. Just something super fun, just like I'll never get bored of my job kind of thing.
So how about for family life or something like that? Would you ever settle down, planning on kids, anything like that?
I'm not really sure. I'm not a big fan of kids. I just feel like they kind of hold you back, and you kind of have to like waste a lot of money on them. I just feel like they're so much. You have to put so much time into them. You don't really get a whole lot out of it. So I just feel like that's something I don't really want to deal with. But I mean, I would get married, maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
Also semi-constricting. You know, I just like to be free as a bird.
Free as a bird? Okay.
How do you feel about like family life and kids and marriage and stuff?
Marriage is definitely, and I think kids would definitely be another thing that I'd be interested in having someday. Am I ready for them now? Probably not, but in a few years, yeah, 1 or 2 kids. Probably not a big family. I think a small family is good enough. I mean, then you don't waste so much money on all those kids, but I think 2 kids you can support quite easily, and nothing like having a daughter or a son that you could teach your sports and teach things that you were taught from your parents. So if you have any past relationships or anything that got very serious?
Yeah, I had one serious boyfriend, and at the time I had been looking for, like the perfect boyfriend, perfect family, that kind of thing. But then, I don't know, something just didn't feel right, and I felt like I was kind of filling a void because my parents, they weren't the most loving. My dad left when I was 2, and my mom was a crack addict, so she didn't really like spend a whole lot of time with me. I was never really like loved by my parents, so I felt like I've always had to be on my own, and when I was in my past relationship, I felt like I had to like make a picture perfect family, and I decided that's not what I wanted. So I heard you're an engineer. Like, does that make a lot of money? Like, what's your position? Like, are you really high up?
Well, with the type of engineer that I am, yes, it does make a significant amount of money. But I don't do too terribly much. I do work from home. That's all I really have to do. If I have to, I'll catch a flight somewhere across the country to go for meetings or anything that's needed of me, but most of it's at home.
Interesting. That money could be really good for adventuring. We could go to so many places together.
Yeah, I guess it could, depending on where we want to go, I guess.
Like everywhere is probably where we want to go.
So as you can see, that was a pretty nice first date, alone date with Sam and Evan. Now Claire gets the opportunity to have a lone date with Evan, and let's bring her over to the movie theater for their first date.
It's nice to finally have a one-on-one date with you as well.
It really is.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about your family life, or growing up at least.
I grew up in like kind of a small town, Green Bay. It's like relatively, small.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love my family. Like we're all pretty close. It can be kind of an intimidating bunch when you first meet them, but like I think they'll really like you. My brother, I have an older brother, and he has a few kids, but I love hanging out with them. They're super great. Like they're really well behaved and things like that. Would you want kids eventually in the future? Like how do you?
I could definitely see myself having kids, without a doubt.
Yeah.
1 or 2 kids, maybe. I don't really want a big family.
Right.
I don't want that chaos, but two kids is plenty for me. And just starting that family, I think that would be a big goal of mine.
I definitely agree. I mean, I'm not ready for kids right now. I work with kids every day, and they can be kind of overwhelming. But I mean, definitely at some point in my life, I would love that. Yeah. So, how was your family when you were growing up? Like, how did you enjoy it? What did you do?
We were a very tight-knit family. It was, a small family, so it's just me and my sisters. But we were pretty spoiled kids. We got pretty much anything we wanted. There's not much to complain about. We were a suburban family. My dad worked quite often. My dad, full-time job. My mom was a nurse, and we were pretty busy most days. But we loved each other, and we still have very strong relationships to this day. So, have you had any past relationships that have gotten pretty serious?
I had like one serious boyfriend, but we kind of like eventually like got to the mutual decision that we weren't right for each other. It just wasn't working out. We didn't have common interests and things like that, so it just ended up not working out. What about you?
I did have one, and it did get all the way to the point where we did get engaged. But then my fiance just kind of called it off out of nowhere. I didn't really see it coming, so it was kind of a traumatizing experience for me, and it's been kind of tough, especially with my job, getting back out there and trying to find someone new.
Right, always being busy can be really hard.
do you have any hobbies or anything that you enjoy doing?
I really like hanging out with my family, like watching sports and stuff on like Sunday, like football, and then like playing in the backyard with my like family and stuff like that. Like that's really fun. I like to stay active, like doing things like that. I don't know, just a lot of things, I guess. I'm kind of into music too. I like to listen to different things, go to different concerts, like local things or even big things, stuff like that.
Sounds like fun. I actually like going to a lot of concerts too. Just recently, before we even started filming this, I took my sisters to the Katy Perry concert. They
No
thought it was more
way.
for them, but I actually like Katy
I
Perry too.
love Katy Perry. Fireworks like one of my favorite songs.
Is that your favorite song by her?
Yeah.
I love that song too. That's my favorite song
Oh
from
my
her.
gosh, we should make that our song.
That could be our song, definitely.
So I'm glad you really like concerts just like me, but like what are your other hobbies, like interests, things like that?
Well, I was really into sports, like I said. Unfortunately, I was the Bears fan, unlike your Green Bay Packers. But I really enjoyed camping too. I was a Boy Scout, and so was my dad, so we really got into that together. And so camping especially, we went out to Devil's Lake down here in Wisconsin. That was a lot of fun. We'd always do that. So anything outdoors, I'd consider myself an outdoorsy person, even though I don't get to do it very much. Especially after high school, I got so busy. It's kind of hard to do that, but
Yeah,
it's always a lot of fun.
my family definitely went camping too. Like when we were younger, we used to do it a lot more. But then when everybody grows up, gets busy, you know, it gets more hard to do things like that. But I would love to get back into it now that things are more settled down.
So Evan, we're finally here at the finale of the show, and our final rose ceremony is coming up pretty quick here. And today I just want to talk about some of the pros and cons and what you're thinking when you're going to the final rose ceremony. So let's talk about Sam first. You had an alone date with her. I mean, how do you think that went? With like everything went in the conversation?
I mean, there were no lulls in the conversation. It was a nice talk that we had. I got to know her a little bit more than what I did. Obviously, she's very into her adventure and just being out there getting those adrenaline rushes. So it sounds like she gets her on. She has a lot of fun with that. But I am a little concerned that I'm not really sure what she does as a job. She just kind of avoids that conversation and says, hey, I'm doing this, or let's go somewhere around with that.
Is it kind of scary that maybe she could be going for like, you have a good job, you're an engineer. Do you think she might be going for your money a little bit there, or do you think it's?
I am concerned that there might be a little bit of she's here for the wrong reasons, but she's impressed me so far.
All right. So that being said, you also had a movie date with Claire. What are some of the things that you liked about when you're in a date with Claire?
Again, with Claire, there weren't any awkward pauses or anything like that for the first true conversation I had with her. Just us. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We certainly did relate on multiple levels on things. She seems like she's very open to a lot of things that I do, and vice versa.
It seems like you're really connected.
Yeah.
With your conversations about like family life. I think you guys are on the same page about that. Did you really like that about her? Like,
I did, yeah. Even though she's a Packer fan, she still loves football, and any girl that can understand sports and really truly loves sports, that's a positive.
yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
was there any like cons or negative things about Claire that maybe push you back a little bit, or?
Well, not that I can think of from that date, but I didn't get to know her very much, and again, it's kind of hard to understand who a person really is just from a couple interactions and a couple dates. So I'm sure there are a couple things that I haven't really understood about her, I haven't run into yet. But hopefully with further dates, or if anything does come up again, I can understand those, I can learn, and maybe we can move through those.
So now that we've talked about Claire and Sam, I know we're getting really close to the rose ceremony, and I'm sure it's gonna be really tough on you to make a decision because it's a big decision in your life. How do you think you're gonna come about making this decision?
I think it's just going to have to be with the interactions that I have and the information that I do know about them. It's just going to be weighing those pros and cons and just trying to see who's going to help me live a better life, a happier life, and help me reach my dreams and help me reach anything about having a family or just being happy later in life.
Does it make you worry that you might pick the wrong person and then you blew a shot with maybe the other person that might have been a great fit for you, or are you pretty confident in your ability to make that decision?
I'm absolutely concerned. I mean, I've already proposed once to a person, and things just didn't work out. She kind of blindsided me there, and right there I made the wrong decision. But hopefully I can learn from that experience.
All right, so yeah, I think you're gonna have a long night ahead of you, like weighing your pros and cons of each lady and trying to figure out the right decision. But I think you're a pretty confident guy. I think you're gonna make a good decision. So best of luck to you.
Thank you.
So why do you think you're the best pick for Evan?
I really think we connect on like many different levels. We have very like similar future aspirations and things like that. We just seem to click and have great chemistry. I really think that we could make everything work in our lives and things like that, and I just really enjoy being around him.
I think I'm the best pick for Evan because I think I can show him a side of the world that he's never seen before. I can take him on all these adventures and to so many places that he never knew existed, and he never knew he could like feel this way after going through an experience, and I think he would really love it.
Now that we've had all the dates today and I've had some time with Evan, I think it's time to get over to the rose ceremony and see if he's made the right decision for him, and hopefully he has. So let's go over to the rose ceremony.
Thank you for coming one last night. I really enjoyed getting to know you and getting to understand who you truly are and just building a relationship with you. But I feel like there were a few times where I'm not understanding where you are going with your future, what you're doing with your life right now, and just how stable your life is right now. So I don't feel like I'm going to give you the final rose or propose today.
Well, it was nice getting to know you, Evan. Good for nothing. I'm so upset I didn't win. I mean, I thought I showed him everything that I could. He told me that he basically said I was unstable. I don't see how I'm unstable. I just like to have fun. I don't understand what I did wrong.
It's nice to see you again. After a tough night of deciding between you and Sam, I had to really weigh the pros and cons of each and every one of you. It was really tough for me, but there were a lot of things I really found positive in you. Just how we connected alone and on that one-on-one date, and just how much we had in common really helped me make that decision, especially for how little I had in common with Sam. So, I'd like to ask you to continue.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Yes, yes, yes!
Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let you.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Women Tell All. I'm your host, Chris Harrison. Last time we were together, Evan chose Claire to win this season's Bachelor. Also with us today, we have Becka and Sam. Unfortunately, Lina couldn't make it today because she was grooming Evan's dog like she asked him in the show, and one of the dogs bit her. Alright, so today we're going to get into more of the dramatic and juicy stuff from this season. The first question is going to go to Claire. So Claire, you and Sam had a conflict management problem. How do you think that turned out, and is it solved, or?
I mean, I kind of think it was all in the heart of the show. We were both going for the same thing. I mean, kind of gets a little competitive when you're dealing with this sort of thing, and it is resolved now. We're good friends, and everything's gotten over, and I mean, we're kind of over it.
So Sam, unfortunately you weren't chosen by Evan. How have you been taking everything with the hard news?
At first it was really hard. I mean, obviously any breakup is really hard. But being away from Evan and the show and kind of getting back into my old routine, it was kind of easy to transition from dating someone to being single again. And I realized I kept playing back what happened between me and Evan in my head, and I kind of realized that we started being differentiating, our hobbies just weren't the same, and everything about that just wasn't the same. And then I could feel him kind of getting closer to Claire and staying away from me more, and then finally it just ended.
So since Sam is actually doing pretty good since the breakup and everything, Becka, how have you been doing? We haven't seen you in a while.
I'm actually doing really well. I mean, I met somebody and he wants as big as a family as I want, and there's already one on the way.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Well, at the beginning with those group dates, we weren't able to ask very in-depth conversations or any questions like that because it was just everyone and we were all getting to know each other. So they were just those basic get-to-know-you questions, but once we were finally able to have that one-on-one group date, I was able to ask more personal questions, more about her personal life and more her aspirations later on. And that's when I started to really think that, this could be working with Claire and I could see us together after the show and possibly being an official couple. And so that group date or that one-on-one date was very important for us, and once I finally gave her that last rose, it was nice to finally just make that bond that, hey, we're together now, and everyone else can see that as well.
Cut it. Alright, well, it's really good to see you on chat about the season. Hopefully we see you guys next season on The Bachelorette, where actually Sam's going to be a Bachelorette starting in the fall. So That's all today, folks. Thanks for joining us.